Beaumont children, a mysterious disappearance. On a warm Australian summer day in 1966, three young siblings set off on what should have been a simple trip to the beach, one that tragically became one of the country's most well-known disappearances. This is the story of the Beaumont children and the enduring mystery that surrounds them. It was January 26, 1966, Australia Day when J9, Arnna 7, and Grant Beaumont left their family home in Adelaide, South Australia. They planned to spend a few hours at Glenelg Beach, a popular spot just a short bus ride away. The day was bright and sunny, perfect for swimming and playing in the sand. Their mother, Nancy Beaumont, felt comfortable letting them go on their own, as it was a common practice in their friendly neighborhood. Jane, the eldest, was considered responsible. She often looked after her younger siblings and had successfully made the beach trip several times before. The children arrived at Glenelg Beach in the late morning. Witnesses later reported seeing them joyfully playing by the water. At some point during the day, they were spotted buying snacks, possibly pastries and drinks, using a £1 note that seemed unusual, because their mother had only given them smaller change. Several people recalled noticing the siblings in the company of a man described as tall with light-colored hair, wearing casual beach clothing. Although nobody thought it strange at the time, this detail would become crucial in trying to piece together what happened. As the afternoon wore on, Nancy began to worry. The children were expected home by lunchtime, but there was no sign of them. Initially, she thought they might have lost track of time or taken a second bus home. But as the hours slipped by, her concern grew. By the end of the day, the Beaumont children still had not returned. Nancy and her husband, Jim, searched desperately. Retracing the path to Glenelg Beach, they asked around for information, but found no answers. Realizing something was very wrong, they contacted the police. The entire community joined forces to look for Jane, Arnna, and Grant. The story captured headlines across Australia, and the family received an outpouring of support. Police conducted door-to-door searches, interviewed witnesses, and followed countless leads. However, none provided a definitive explanation for the children's disappearance. Over time, various theories emerged. Some speculated about an unknown person enticing them away from the beach. Others wondered if they had run off or experienced an accident. Despite numerous tips and even alleged sightings in other regions, the Beaumont children were never found. The case profoundly affected the Australian public, shaping future attitudes toward child safety and prompting families to become more cautious. Decades later, the story of the Beaumont children remains unsolved, a lingering reminder of how quickly an ordinary day can turn into a tragedy. Though there have been periodic developments, new witnesses, and the occasional suspect over the years, no conclusive evidence has ever explained their fate. Their parents, Nancy and Jim, devoted their lives to finding answers. They held on to hope for as long as they could, supported by a community that desperately wished for the children's safe return. The disappearance of the Beaumont children continues to be a haunting chapter in Australia's history, a mystery that underscores the fragility of childhood innocence and the resilience of a community that refuses to forget. Even after all these years, the story of Jane, Arnna, and Grant remains a reminder to cherish every moment and hold loved ones close. Thank you for watching. If you found this story meaningful, please consider liking and subscribing for more historical and true crime discussions.